Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the I Can Do This All Day podcast. I am Dan, the Part-Time Avenger. That is Mark, the Resident Jedi.
Hello there. Today we gather for a somber occasion, but to celebrate one of the last great movie stars, somebody that has had a long and successful and storied career, somebody that was a chameleon and just changing the way that he approached movies and opportunities, and that always fought for the little guy, and that is Robert Redford.
Robert Redford, R.I.P. We are recording this on the week of his passing. And just to give a reason as to why we're doing this is, it's exactly what Mark said. He is such a talent that we've lost, and he's had such an incredible resume and body of work. Why not do a tribute episode to him? So, Mark, give us a little bit of an origin story with your experience with Robert Redford in cinema, movies, any memorable moments.
For me, it all starts with when I was younger, movies that I don't think I was emotionally ready for. A lot of just large scale, deep roles that are, timeless. And then there was The Natural, which I love, a great sports movie. Roy Hobbs, one of the absolute best sports movie characters of all time. And then I just got into it. Him going back and forth with Paul Newman, and him just doing so many great movies in the 80s and 90s.
Do you remember the very first movie you saw with him in it?
It was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
For me, it was Sneakers. Sneakers was the very first movie that I ever saw him in, well into his career at that point.
Sneakers is a sneaky good movie with a cast, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
River Phoenix, your favorite Dan Aykroyd.
I was this close to beating you to Dan Aykroyd. Sir Ben Kingsley, who we just talked about.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, no, we should add that to the list at some point. But
C-Tech Astronomy. But yeah, with Robert Redford, I saw Sneakers first, and it was always by reputation that he was this great actor and he had great movies.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, never really drew any interest from it, but I loved Sneakers. But once again, I think it was because of the entire cast. I did like him, but at the same time, I wasn't out searching movies for him because a lot of the movies were all older, and I was like, ew, old movies. That's gross. I'll just watch something new.
Well, they were old movies, and they were old movies that went to an emotional depth that, I mean, let's be honest, we still lack in some ways. There's the buddy movies with Paul Newman, but I mean, it really, his wheelhouse of initial stardom and giant fame was right before all the movies that really, shaped our childhood, I would say.
Yeah. But going back to Paul Newman and him, Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid, that's a sweet movie. And the way that they go out is iconic. There's been many replications of that, and a lot of different feelings that you get from an ending like that in a movie. These two guys that you don't know if they know what's going to happen. I'm assuming that they don't know what's going to happen, but they just go guns blazing and they get blazed pretty quick. But the way that the entertainer cuts in and that's just the end of the movie, it's just like, oh, interesting take. For me, I was like, so what happened when I was younger? I didn't quite understand it. So like, did they live? Did they die? But that's not the important part of the movie. The important part of the movie is this is where they're at now, and this is how they're going out. So, yeah. Awesome.
And I think
awesome
that movie in and of itself was like one, at that time, both of them are these, huge stars. And the crossover of they're both sharing the screen in that way has set us up for decades of seeing these people come together, and just the two leading, it used to be this was a Bogart movie, this was a Robert Redford movie, this was a Paul Newman movie. It was very rare that you were two giants, and it was so good that they brought him back in The Sting, 5 years later, and demanded it because the public demanded it.
That was a really good movie too. That might be my favorite heist movie of all time because it's the heist movies of all time.
Mhm.
So many elaborate schemes and very similar. Like I love the Ocean's 11 movies, and when I first saw this, I was like, dude, this is like Ocean's 11 except old timer. And like,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that though. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I love a good heist movie. I have a real soft spot for the Marky Mark Italian Job. I don't know why,
Mm,
but I do.
not a fan of that. I
I'm
think a
not
lot of it's just
surprised you're
because
not
of
a
Mark
fan of it.
Wahlberg. It's Mark
I'm
Wahlberg.
yeah. I'm not shocked that you're not a fan of that movie. Not at all.
I liked it, but there's one real weak part to it, and it's Mark Wahlberg. Even Edward Norton couldn't save that movie, who's one of the best actors out there.
Oh man. But I think that when we talk about Robert Redford, there's there's not like he's one of those actors that there's not a genre that he couldn't pull off, and there's
Wide
not like a
range.
role. Oh, so much.
The most interesting movie I ever saw of his was The Horse Whisperer. I think my mom rented it or something, and then I just happened to watch it because like there was nothing else to watch, and they were using the TV with the VCR. And so I was like, I guess I'll watch this piece of shit. This is boring though. But it wasn't. I thought it was very, very interesting. I don't know if you know the story of the horse whisperer, but basically, it's someone gets injured with their horse, and he's brought in, and he has the patience of a saint. He's the one who could get to the horse and figure out, not what happened to the person, and for them to get along with the horse. It's like what happened to the horse, so that way like that's the root cause of that he needs to get to. So it's just a very interesting movie. The way that it's shot, it captivated me, and I think I was oh gosh, 11 at the time, 12. I
Wasn't
don't
that
know.
early ScarJo?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Scarlett
I don't
Johansson's
remember.
in that movie. I'm pretty sure that she was the lead. The
Mm,
girl that fell
no.
from the horse, if you will.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Give a quick goog. See what happens. I don't. I think it was like Kristen Scott Thomas was in it. Maybe. Now I'm just misremembering things. I don't even know. Sorry,
Kristen
Robert
Scott
Redford.
Thomas was in it.
Okay, good.
Scarlett Johansson, Sam Neill,
No,
Diane Wiest, Chris Cooper. I don't know why I call it Chris
Chris
Cooper.
Cooper. God, isn't he a piece of shit in every movie? He's probably a piece of shit in that movie. I forget about him.
Just maniacal laugh, maniacal laugh. That's all I can think of with him. Oh,
But yeah, it's cool to be able to see an actor, even though he's not my genre and type of actor. He is a very captivating leading man. That's for sure. And there was another movie. He was in a prison, a military prison. I can't remember what it
it's
was.
called The
Another great
Last
movie.
Castle.
Yes,
That
yes, that
might
was
be
really
my
good.
favorite Robert Redford movie. And I know it's more recent and there's recency bias and stuff, but I really enjoyed that movie. And that's one that when it's on cable or whatever, I will put that on because it's just so layered and good, and him and Gandolfini in that movie are so good. Like it doesn't matter that everybody else in the movie from an acting perspective is like C players, but you put those two against each other with the gravitas of a Robert Redford voiceover during parts of it, and just the honor and the whole thing is tight, is tight. And I think that um you know from the movies the movie you from the Horse Whisperer to Last Castle is kind of when he went through this career renaissance, and he leaned into not being the handsome leading man heartthrob, but just was held up by his own talent. Then he did Spy Game and with Brad Pitt, and didn't do a lot but only good stuff, and got really into supporting independent film, which is, a huge part of his legacy in Hollywood, not just his movies, but the way that he supported film in general. And then he got to all the roles that we love him in as Alexander Pierce. Talk about huge actor accepting small but mighty role.
I think he said he took the role because his grandson wanted him to do it. I believe that's what it is. I might be misconstruing that or maybe even confusing with someone else, but I feel like that's what it was. And he's like, yeah, you need to be a part of this. This is like a really big deal. And
But
so
to
that's cool for him to do something like that.
but to have the lack of ego to just step in and play in that universe where like you were a big deal a long time ago, and to come in with the gravitas that he brought to that role, like just the reason the MCU is so great because actors are willing to play in the sandbox, and they come in without ego and just do their thing. But I mean, this is somebody that's done his thing since, well before we were born.
But was there any parts of Robert Redford's career that you were just like, yeah, I didn't get this choice. I'm like not into it.
There was that kind of in the middle space um in the 80s. Like I love The Natural. I saw it as a transitional movie for him, but he still killed it. I don't think there's a bad movie in the filmography. Anything where his role is bad. I mean, there's everybody's got a bad movie. But I just enjoyed it, and I felt like his evolution is the thing that brings relevancy across genre and across fandom, right? Like we're two sci-fi action movie buffs. I don't think he's ever done a choreographed fight scene to the level that you would enjoy it, but it's just timeless and it's strong and there's presence. And that's the thing.
It's a lot of entertaining cinema, a lot of awesome scenery of things that he's directed. So it's his talent isn't just acting, it's his charisma, it's his overall poise, it's his writing, it's his directing, it's his ability to capture moments that are normal, but for some reason captivate you and pull you into the moment. And that's what I got from The Horse Whisperer. I don't give a fuck about horses. I don't even care about the plot of the movie. But yet, the way that he did that movie totally made sense and it made me care about what was happening on the TV. So, for that, I salute you, Mr. Robert Redford. But any other parting words before we wrap up this celebratory in memoriam type of episode?
No, I think that to your point, like talking about his directing prowess and some of the movies that he did, and he directed 10 movies. So it's not like he went full Clint Eastwood and transitioned over and churned them out, but like all of them are excellent. From like his first one, Ordinary People, with a crazy like killer cast and a very difficult subject matter, to things like Quiz Show and The Legend of Bagger Vance, which I don't know why I like that movie so much. Maybe it's because Robert Redford directed it. And Matt Damon is in it, but um
Because he makes you care about what's on the screen. He has a knack for it. It's crazy.
very much.
Crazy.
Very much. And I think we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Sundance and all of the careers it launched, the standard it set, and think of the opportunities and the people that would not be where they are if it wasn't for Sundance. Like some of our absolute favorite directors, um, I don't know that they get there without Sundance.
It's true. Done a lot for the movie industry, done a lot for the art of cinema. And for that, Robert Redford, we salute you. RIP. But that'll wrap it up for this episode of the I Can Do This All Day podcast and our tribute to Robert Redford. I'm Dan, the Part-Time Avenger. That's Mark, the Resident Jedi.
Don't forget to leave your favorite Robert Redford movie or moment in the comments. Let us know what you appreciated most about this titan of cinema, somebody that we lost that is not really matched in the current zeitgeist of stars and leading actors. Let us know at I Can Do This All Day podcast across the board on your socials. Um, and let us know if there's a movie that we should be reviewing that we didn't talk about in this podcast, because you know us, we love to watch movies.
We'll see you next time, everyone.